is what a slow. Okay, a mid Shadow Fiend versus Nisha God. It's a pretty good win rate. Do my baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shadow Fiend, like, he invests a lot when he stacks raises on you. Like, it's a lot of mana. It's like a big commitment. So if you, like, kite or survive, he's usually fucked. Also, Invoker can usually just drain his mana over time without him casting it like the way he wants to. Like he shouldn't have such a big mana pool versus EMP Invoker to just be like putting 17 stacks on you. The problem was he just got Bottle and Water in, so that's why he died. Mm-hmm.
30 seconds to battle.
They nerfed the slow in the early parts of the lane too, I think. It used to be like way more oppressive. Nerfed the damage on it too. Invoker's a hero I've been owning on, and I would like to own even more. We need to see what, like, he'll probably camp the Quas as well, which is something I keep forgetting to do. Okay. Also starting with a stick, so I need to copy that. 100. Bracer over Null Tally. I think I want to try the Null Tally personally.
Radiant's courier.
What do you buy? Tangos? Ah, you didn't start with Tangos, I see. Look at that big ass ward. What in the world? Jesus. You can have whatever you like. Okay, if this is how Nisha does against Shadow Fiend, this is how some of my games has looked on Invoker in this matchup. Honestly, BZM was doing better on CS, but what is he gonna put a level in? Look at him playing with fire. Is he gonna kill him? Oh! Open AI sidestep right there. He gave up a whole wave to get 2 water runes. I don't think that's worth it.
It's all the same to me.
Yeah, 2 quas just for the healing, I guess. You got it. Does it heal on denies too? Is what my EU rank? Is what my EU rank? Careful when you answer that question. Yeah, elitist. Does it heal on denies? You like... I'll wait for your answer. Shown on ice. 12 HP a hit. 742.
I'm not opposed to taking you.
Yeah, but if it wasn't EU rank, what would it be? I don't like the implication of this. Yeah, I think if... Let me look at the screen. I don't know where it says 742 on the screen. Oh, at the bottom? Yeah, that's mine. That's my MMR right now. This would be top 20 NA or so. Not like actually, because there's so many NA players on the Europe leaderboards, but currently, if I were to calibrate on NA, I would look really cool. Yeah, 11k waiting room. Am I threatening chatters? A little bit. Do 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 do. That was like a max range EMP. That was scary. Monka. Is he gonna bait him with the cold snap? Would pass me by. It's only a sellout banner on a Twitch stream if they have like 10 billion viewers.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Because they're already quadrillionaires. For me, I'm hustling and getting that paper. I'm getting the bag. Other fucking memes of positivity. I gotta look at the comments. I haven't looked at them today. I had to look through all of them actually. Holy shit, Shaquille O'Neal just ganked him.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Ah, Clappa.
Dire are scanning.
Oh my. This is good.
Wonder how good it is to get the crown before boot sometimes. Look at Shadow Fiend trying to play against Invoker. It's impossible. No one's ever done it before.
Denied.
Do you think I'd be a good Terry Crews, like, stunt double? I could sing this song.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower.
I've been told that the new, like, thing for rich people is to get a stunt double. If you don't have one, you're poor. So I think I could do it. Could pitch the idea. Like, if you're gonna be late to a meeting or an appointment, you just send your stunt double. It's the new rich flex. The white Terry Crews shit. Yeah, same hair.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Same muscles, really.
What sort of
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, what a nice guy. He just, like, took a bullet for the president there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
scarcely worth my notice?
+5. Thanks, too freaking easy. The tree god himself.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
And there's a
top
tree
tower
in
is
the
under
game, I
attack.
see.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
When do you get Exhort? Usually it's level 8. Maybe he's gonna get a level 10.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
We had Weedman Dota in here the other day a bunch. Shout out to one of the fucking greats. I need to put the Weed Hooks video on the screen. For those who don't know.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Damn, you
are
hate
fortified.
stoners. Let me see if I can find the Weedman Dota montage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
This is a long one. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but
Dire's
I need to shout out one of the
Dire's
goats
middle
actually
tower
after
is
this
under
replay.
attack.
I fucking loved watching Weedman Dota. That's a gang.
Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is net worth. I feel like he has like more net worth than me somehow, with the same with like less CS. So he's doing something different than me. Maybe he's just good at lasting the kills.
Radiant's top tower
Oh, you
is
didn't get
under
that one.
attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
True.
Dire's middle tower is
Shaggy
under attack.
knows when the in-houses are coming. He like dusts off his fucking jacket, puts the fucking glasses on, and just like, all right, time to handle business.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm surprised he's just going Parasma over like Hurricane Pike,
Dire's middle
the King
tower
Bar.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tired of this place.
Wow, Morphling is pretty fat in this game. Shaggy was smoking on that Meepo player pack, dude. Yikes. Are there any Phoenix players in the chat? Why do so many Phoenixes just let their ult go when it's like never gonna get off? Is it like a shorter cooldown than I think it is? I have never played Phoenix before. Like, is it just gonna be off cooldown when you respawn, but like the next time you fight anyway? Okay, he is going Hurricane Pike next.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
It is like Axe Taunt, but he was in melee range of a Lifestealer and a Shadow Fiend. He's like, yup, time to egg.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under
Like, his
attack.
egg's already back up before he's about to battle again, so like maybe it is just that. I wish I had the clip. I don't know if B9's here. He probably isn't, but there's a... B9's like, I'm gonna egg, and then he like swooped in melee range of a Snapfire and died, and like that was probably the fastest I've ever seen an egg explode. And he's like, oh, oops. Like, frame perfect egg like destruction. The frame fucking perfect. I wish I had the clip. I can do a reenactment maybe, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
he didn't even do a sigh. He just like knew it was like, oh. He had to like pretend he was lagging to get out of that one. Kind of shows character that he didn't pretend he was lagging. He saw the Snapfire too, by the way. It was like not a surprise. Why don't they deny the egg? Oh! The meteor for the godlike streak. He's kind of cooking. This is why Nisha owns so hard. Look how much he's cooking. This game was over and then he cooked. This, for a second I thought Blitz might have been playing on his account. This is Smurf. But no, this is Nisha. He's cooking.
You die as you live, insipid and ignorant. And then
He even dodged the hoodwink ult.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
isn't that
I need to play more Invoker. This hero's fun. Shadow Fiend needs to be banned less, and then I need to like play against it as Invoker. That's what needs to happen.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Does Morphling have the correct skill build? Nope, he's dumb.
Radiant's middle tower. Is under
Invoker's
attack.
pretty good, yeah.
Radiant's middle
I think he's the
tower
most
is falling.
underrated hero in the patch, for mid at least. I can't speak on other roles. I think Muerta 4 is underrated after playing it 5 times and not losing a single game. I think Invoker's the most underrated mid.
Radiant's
I don't know about
structures are
carries.
fortified.
If Quinn's owning on Invoker, then it's broken. He can't play Invoker. He's told me himself. Why is it good?
Radiant's middle
You
barracks
just have good matchups against the best heroes. Like, you beat every spirit hero if you go agnostic. I don't know if people do that that aren't me. I've seen some agnostic invokers.
is under attack.
I could do a sup video, yeah. The like one of the sorry. Aside from Tiny, Shadow Fiend is probably the most picked hero for mid in the patch. Like Tiny's most picked for support and mid, so it's even like double contested. But as far as like mid heroes go, Shadow Fiend's by far the most popular mid hero. Invoker takes the fat big dookie on the mid. Like, it's an unplayable matchup in the first, like, 25 minutes of the game for Shadow Fiend. Which is when he's, like, already kind of weak a lot of the time. I thought this was terrible when I read it first, but it's honestly, like, not that bad to have the spell amp apply on your attacks. Because you're universal anyway. You just build, like, Pike, Parasma, or whatever, like he was going to do. He's going Hex now, but you buff your team's damage. Like, this Sunray is going to do more damage because he put Exort on them. Like, making your team do almost 30% bonus damage with their spells is pretty nuts. Yeah, so Invoker's criminally underrated in my pub games. Maybe they figured it out at Riyadh, but all right, let's. How do I do this? Let's see. Let's do a curse test. 12%. Ooh.
Radiant are scanning.
Might need a new mod. Might need a new mod, guys. Let's see. Love.
Are scanning.
Big chops. Love anything. You guys are really unlucky then. You guys are really unlucky. Oh, the hacks and the auto attacks. Let's try Boris. Not bad. Oh, that's cursed. That's actually really cursed. I just spammed the chat with a bunch of love commands. People love kind of goes horde. What do you guys? What's better, guys? Peepo or Pepe? Where do you guys put them each on the tier list? Like overall, not individual ones. Like, I think Peepo like gaps Pepe. Like, Pepe's nowhere near Peepo, actually. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Radiant are scanning.
Maybe I need to not buy BKB as much. I see a Shadow Fiend in the game, and I just insta-buy a BKB. No shard yet.
Radiant's bottom
The
tower
insta
is
creep
under
cut.
attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom
Holy
barracks
shit, he
has
Sunstrike the last creep. My score, it's like 20,000 or something right now. It's terrible.
fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nisha kind of cooked this game. Morphling was unpausing and said that enemy team had no chance
Dire's
too.
middle tower is under
And he's just
attack.
like shit his pants ever since. I'm not gonna lie, I channeled my inner Brenda and I like moved a piece and the screen exploded for like 2 minutes straight. That's why I had a bunch of points.
Dire's middle tower is
I got my fucking Brenda on. I got my crochet out or whatever. Started knitting. The screen started exploding.
Dire are scanning.
Why is Tiny so big?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the fuck are y'all? What about Hoodwink?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, I see. I see what's going on. I see what's going on.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Guys, Morphling is fucking feeding.
Radiant's top tower.
Someone do Love and Hoodwink. We need a Hoodwink test. I'm not doing it though. I'm not risking it. %? You're clear. You're clear. 91. Yep. The bot actually doesn't lie, apparently. Were you the chatter, Arcade? I don't remember who was the chatter earlier. It might have been you that said Morphling has the best feed in Dota because he can just turn into anybody's feet. That was cursed if that was you. I just want to let you know that again. It wasn't you? You're clear? All it takes is one fucking foot guy and the whole chat goes to fucking shambles.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks
Just one
has
Quentin
fallen.
Tarantino or whatever.
The Dire now have mega creeps.
Alright, well this game's Jover. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is in this video. This might be like risky in some way. But this is the Black Dendy. Okay? Just be fucking... We'll watch a couple minutes of this. I fucking miss Weedman Dota streams back in the day. This is somewhat recent, actually. This is like the new loading screen-ish. This just... I thought this would be highlights. Where's the highlight video? There was an even older one. I don't know if I can find it. It might be on his channel. Someone made like a fan video. He needs to come back. They buffed Pudge. He needs to make a comeback. By oldest. The Intoker Part 2? 7 years ago? He might have had a different channel or someone else might have uploaded it. The Intoker 2. This guy's a national treasure, by the way. This is the kind of video I was hoping for. I love that there's just some fucking classical music in the background. Up, all in it, like just like me, for real, for real. Whole team dead. Yeah, let me just handle business. Oh my lord, dude. This guy's the greatest invoker ever. You guys, I don't know. I actually like... I can't put in words how fucking, like, amazing this is. Blaze up to that one, brother. I like these camera angles. The old Roche pit, bro. The Dire Boys. I need to listen to this music while I play Dota. Apparently there's a study done that like this style of music actually increases your concentration by 11%. 11% exactly. Oh my god, look at this angle. Poor Flint. There's nothing he could do. Oh! The double tornado? The Yules. Sunstrike. This makes me want to be a conductor. A bong stream? I don't know about that, brother. Bum 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 bum. This is when Dota was a good game, guys. I don't know. Rampage. These are the golden years of Dota. What have they done to my beautiful game? Necrobook Yule Scotty. What have they done to my beautiful game, bro? This was the Supa Meta build. Phase Boots Medallion. Exhort. Look how... Okay, hold on. Look how far the tower is, by the way. You could put a whole fucking log cabin on the hill in mid. This is who Miracle studied before he won TI. He told me. I think Dota's harder for different reasons. But Dota was still very hard back in the day. I think Dota was hard in a different way before. Dota's hard now because everyone's rich and like it's hard to play fights. Like it's not just gonna, you're not gonna like just have one guy 1v9 the game instantly. But this game, this version of Dota was really fucking hard because it was like, what? Where is he now? He was in my chat the other day. I think he's starting to play again, but I hasn't streamed in a long time. Oh, the weed strike. Let me try to put in words while I pull up the tier list website. So, being poor is hard, right? Why the hell is everyone taking so much damage? Because this might be hard to believe, but a normal amount of health at 20 minutes in 2014 was probably like 1,500 max for a core. Like 800 for a support. Okay. Dota is hard now because everybody is Bill Gates, okay? So everyone has like giga technology and weapons, and you have to fight a fucking war with technology. Dota back then was hard because everyone was poor. You had to beat people up with sticks and stones, which is also hard, just in a different way. That's the best way to explain it. Now, I personally think beating people up with sticks and stones is a little more rewarding, you know, than just like having a nuclear strike take out a country. Like I feel like it was a bit more like challenging and fun to play when everybody was poor, now that everyone is rich. But I still think Dota's an amazing game right now. I think Dota's in a good spot. That'd be like my whole long-winded explanation. Hopefully that makes sense. I wish there was a... way to play old Dota, like a classic mode. I don't think people would like it very much, but it would be cool as like just like an experience. There is, who the fuck knows? It also uses the old client. Yeah, but you can load it up, but can you play it against other people? Like, are there other people playing it? Maybe I could have a throwback stream. How difficult is it to set up? I'm not playing Dota 1. I'm talking about Dota 2. Bro, if you think I'm going to load up Warcraft 3 Dota and, like, look at the 15 shops in my base and, like, not want to end my fucking, like, Dota 1 career already, like... Let's see. You think I'm gonna, like, you had to hotkey the fucking shops in your control groups in Dota 1. I'm not doing that. Dota2Classic.com. I guess I'll have to give this a fucking try one day. Am I allowed to stream this without Valve banning me? Do they like this or not? My highest rank bin? I mean, right now I'm what, rank 700 Europe, 750 Europe? That'd be top 20 NA, maybe like top 60 NA if all the NA players on the Europe board played NA. I don't know how to like quantify it, but up until like 2017, I was about to rank 20 or higher in on the NA leaderboard like the whole time. I was rarely out of like the top 50 until like 2017ish, I think. And I played all the in-house leagues and I was high rank in those too. I wouldn't say I was like a tier 1 player or something, but I was normally like 500 to 1,000 MMR behind the highest ranked guy in the world. So like, I forget, who was it? Miracle hit 8K first or Weehaw? I was 7K something. Everyone who hit 9K first, I was 8.5 or something. At least, unless I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like I was around there the whole time, so. When someone hit 7K, I wasn't even playing ranked, but I was in the mid 6Ks, just like, because I played in-house leagues still. And NA in-house leagues were still big. No one played ranked that much. Arteezy would stream himself running down mid in his pubs, but most people played in-houses in NA. Arteezy would put on like whatever fucking meme music and then like zoom in all the way and just buy 30 mangoes on Storm and run it down. Okay. Let's do a support tier list. And this will be controversial. Okay. This will be controversial for sure. Because none of you trust me at playing support for sure. We'll do pose 4. We need to change the tiers around and stuff. Let's put me in the top right. Hold on. Let's put me in the top right. I need to fix my OBS. I do look a lot better with the lighting, actually. You guys are spoiled. You have to look at me the whole time I'm streaming. I don't get to do that. I gotta read your guys' chats. It's not nearly as fun. Okay. Okay. So underrated. I can't put things twice. Underrate. I wish I could make the box bigger. Underrated. Low pick rate. I don't think you guys are hideous. I think you're all beautiful people. Some are more beautiful than others in the chat. Because those with ugly messages we just ban. As God intended. Okay. We don't need a good if not countered section because supports like don't care about that. Good enough if other heroes banned. Can make it work if good at hero. Supports don't care. Remember to full screen? Okay. I didn't do that the whole last video, did I? I just had my fucking taskbar on it, didn't I? The last two ones, actually. Fucking lost. Okay. Supports don't care about counter picks because they have to pick first or we kill them in Minecraft. Like, if if the support doesn't pick before me, my items are on the floor, so we've trained them to get countered for us, if that makes sense. Also, guys, I might have to restart the tier list if I say any bad words in the first like 5 to 10 minutes, because YouTube will take all my money away. Pick for fun, pick if you hate team, underrated. Okay. This will be for pubs specifically, yeah. I'll try to like mention if I think a hero's better at higher rank than lower rank or something. I don't have the most insight on lower rank games. I have some. I coach a lot of people. I have some lower rank friends. The meta is completely different if at the bottom than at the top, but I'll try my best. Okay. Restart and spell what correctly? What did I not spell where correctly? Underrated? I was trying to make it fit when it was big. That's why. My bad. I didn't start the video yet. Don't worry. I'm still looking. Okay. Okay. I have to remember not to swear. No bad words. Only nice people words. I don't think I can move it to the left. No. I can zoom in. That doesn't help, does it? Is that better? I zoomed in. Is that better for you guys? Worse? Okay. Wait, this is normal? That's not normal. There's no way. I'm confused. Reset. What? It looks like this normally? This is apparently normal. I don't believe it. This was normal, I think. Hold on. Ah, wrong one. Where can I put chat? Is this corner not okay? I think I have to mess with it in... Okay, darker the background. I was fine in light mode, honestly. Twitch chat. I have to like mess with it on the browser source, I think, but I'll try a filter. Let me go to stream elements. You guys don't want light mode? Just a little baby bit of light mode. Streaming tools, overlays. Which one is the chat? Unnamed overlay? No, there's nothing in this one. Chat. It's called chat. Very smart. Opacity. So it's already as opaque as possible. I can pick a different color. I can make it giga dark. I'm like too stupid. We lost. Oh, I might be the smartest. I might be the smartest. Did it fix it on the screen already? Look how smart I am, actually. Is that much better? Okay. Did anything change? The background on the chat should be like not see-through at all now. It should be nice and schmexy. How are you supposed to see behind the chat now? Okay, okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Is it any different now? No, it's not. Okay, you know what? I can figure this out. I happen to be really smart. I know. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Okay, let's go light mode for a second. It's broken. It's not doing it properly. Oh, I have to save first. It's gone. The chat is gone. What did I do? Is it fine now? I will figure this out. Slightly darker. Someone type a message quickly. Did I break it? Why is it broken now? Oh, there we go. I don't have a percentage now. Sorry, I'm talking to Janata and DMs. I have an RGBA. So RGB and then A is as I assume the like see-throughness. So I have it at 86%. Okay. Let's get started on the video, guys. Who in the chat plays support? Speak up. Me? Any other second-class Dota citizens that play support? Well, it's not mentioned as a percentage. It's written in decimal, and I have to scroll a wheel or whatever. So it's like annoying. What is this poll? Yeah, supports are second-class Dota players. Cores are at the top, supports are right below them. The cores are the ruling class. Who are below the supports? The creeps. Okay. Let me do the cringe YouTube voice. Clear my throat so I sound real Chad. Hello everybody, and welcome to a new YouTube video. It is Danny, also known as I Annihilate, twitch.tv/I with another tier list that's better than every single one of Jenkins's tier lists he's ever made. Sorry, it's just the truth. Fellow Canadian, but worse at making tier lists. Today, position 4. Now, supports aren't as cool as cores. We all know it. All core players know that. They're a little cool, but they help us be cores. Without supports, where would the world be? You'd have a jungle Huskar. That's not fun. Us big core players, we need good supports. And the problem with support and ranked is you always have to pick first. If you don't, you might get called some bad words. You might get called slurs. Not fun. So, we're going to go over every single support position 4 that I can think of in the current patch of 7.36C. And I'm going to give my opinion on which ones you should pick. Not only that are good in the game, that are like hard to counter, but won't make your teammates mad at you. Also very important. As support, your secondary job, like your second class in the game, like you start, like maybe your paladin / berserker or whatever, like class-wise, is babysitter. You want to make sure your cores have their little babas filled. They have their tangos. You want to make sure they're really happy because their items that they get more of than you might go on the floor otherwise. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with a classic, okay? Ancient Apparition. One of the oldest heroes in Dota. Ancient, some might say. You pick this hero if you hate your teammates. Why? Well, I actually haven't seen very much of it since the Facet patch and the reworks and stuff. But he does absolutely nothing in lane. Now, he might do a little bit of something if somebody picks a combo with Cold Feet. So you press Cold Feet and they get like slowed or stunned in it. Maybe you'll get to do something. Every time you pick Ancient Apparition, you're going to lane with somebody else who also picks a creep hero, and you're going to be completely worthless. You won't be able to gank anywhere. You're not going to be able to get level 6 unless you get all the wisdom runes in the first 40 minutes of the game. It's not going to be fun for you. It's not going to be fun for your teammates. If you do get to like buy your items, like if you're playing Turbo, if you're a Turbo player, you get to skip the part of the game that's miserable for AA. AA does not like the early game. AA is phenomenal in Turbo, which just goes to show like the problem with the hero. And like I said, you want to be babysitting the mentally unstable cores you have by giving them a good lane. Okay? So that's very important in the meta. Now, another stream classic. This is the hero I recommend every noob has in their repertoire. If someone's like, hey, I'm just starting Dota, what hero should I play? I play support. We put him on the WPP, okay? What is the WPP? It's the Warlock Protection Plan. If you play Warlock for your first 100 games of Dota, you might not lose a single one of them. This is by far the easiest, most powerful, easy to scale on support hero in the entire game. You don't even have to do the like no heal meta build. I don't know what the current skill build is. If you're noob, just skill your heal, you'll be fine in the lane. The lane will be easy no matter what. You don't even have to buy tangos to give to your cores in the lane. You can just heal them. You will ult and kill the whole screen. All of your abilities do like the Fatal Bonds is % damage based off your teammates' items and stuff because it like shares Does like bonus damage when they do damage. The ult has a BKB piercing stun when it hits the screen. It hits the whole screen. You can't miss. It's great. Would recommend for lower MMR players. Now in high MMR, the only person I've ever seen pick Warlock and win a game in the past 3 years, like it was good at some point and Dubu was playing it, but in recent times I've seen maybe Fishman play it. That's it. In like one Europe game I played. I don't remember if he won or lost, but I think he's the only one still playing it in high ranked games. Let's pick something random. Actually, no. We have F, we have Herald, we have the WPP, and we have AA. Let's get an S tier hero going. Now, unfortunately, for all the freaks in the chat, the best position 4 hero in all of the Dota right now. I don't know if anyone in the chat will guess it before I find it on the screen. Why can't I find it? It should be in the game, but in this tier, like Hoodwink. This is by far the most broken position 4 hero in Dota. You get the double bounce facet thing on your Q. I mean, this hero plays itself. It also scales. It buys the Glipnir, buys the Daedalus. Maybe you can get a little support item in between on with like the Glimmer Cape or something. But this is like the quintessential position 4 hero right now. It's very classic backline support that scales in damage throughout the game and has follow-up and a little bit of setup. Very, very powerful hero. A little difficult to play. Wouldn't recommend it for complete beginners. Honestly, though, if it was like the first hero you wanted to learn in Dota, like maybe you just got done the Warlock protection plan strat. You like played a billion games of Warlock. You want to play something a little different. Hoodwink does have a skill shot, and it's fun to play. You'll have a good time learning it. You might not succeed so much in your early games. Now, my favorite 4 hero to play right now, and I don't know if it's good or bad, honestly. I haven't lost a game as position 4 on this hero this patch, but no one else is really picking it. It doesn't have the greatest stats on the trackers and the Dota buffs out there. I really enjoy position 4 Muerta, and I think it's undervalued right now. Maybe you're a carry player who plays a lot of Muerta, or you just like Muerta in general. You can try and make it work as a 4. You play it very similar to Hoodwink, where you're the backline support that kind of farms a bit, and you get the same type of items. You go like Glipnir and carry items. If you are going to play Muerta, you should go brown boot, like Null Talisman in the lane with Wand, brown boots, Atos, not Maelstrom, okay, Atos to play in the early game, and then treads Glipnir and all the carry items. But Muerta is insanely powerful right now. I don't know if I'll mention Elder Titan as a 4. Elder Titan definitely is good as a 5. I think he might be the best 5, honestly, or at least close to it. But 4 is a little different. Another hero that just jumped out to me while I was yapping is Monkey King. I think Monkey King is a phenomenal hero right now. I think it's a great carry. 4 is a little bit wonky. I think if you're really good at Monkey King, it's like almost similar to how I was talking about Muerta, where like if you play a lot of Monkey King carry and you have to play 4, it's a different play style for sure, especially the laning phase in the early game. But if you're just good mechanically on the hero, you can make it make it work for sure. And it's pretty good in that respect. The difference between 4 and 5. 4 usually has to be a lot more active than 5 and can sacrifice lane strength sometimes. So like heroes that can do it like both ways, like Hoodwink, they're very strong in lane and they have good setup and gank potential, are good. But there's been plenty of times where people pick heroes like a Nyx 4, where that would be terrible as 5 because you would grief your carry's lane really hard. Griefing the offlaner's lane, there's stuff you could do. You can pull creeps, whether it's the camp or like going behind the tower and dragging them around. There's more options to like make a shitty lane work for a 4 than a 5. 5, you have to do well in your lane or there's no other option. And you can stack the Ancients as a 4. A lot of offlaners like Beastmaster, Darkseer, they can clear Ancient. So if you have a really rough matchup in the off lane and you're like a kind of greedy position 4, you can just stack Ancients and stuff for them, and you won't like grief your core as hard. Whereas like if you pick Nyx 5 and you lose your lane, there's like nothing to do in the game. Name a few pro players to learn from for each hero. These videos usually last like 30 to 40 minutes without me doing that. I really can't like talk too much more about it. If I will say, I'll post it in the chat. Maybe I'll put it in the description of the video. If you're looking for pro players to watch on any hero, just go to the pro tracker and look up whatever hero you want. I can't tell you who's best at what hero and stuff like that, but anybody you look on there is like good to look at. You can just pick your favorite player from whatever teams too. Moving on. Wind Ranger, I feel the same about Monkey King. It's more of like a core hero for sure right now, but you can make it work if you're just really good at Wind Ranger. It's not going to be ideal. It's not going to be easy every time. It is strong in lane, so you have that going for you, but it definitely doesn't scale as well in a slow game generally, as well as like a Muerta or a Hoodwink will, or like, you know, Monkey King has little roam potential. Morphling 4, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it off the list. You'd have to ask someone who's played with it more than me. It has a terrible win rate on the stat websites, but some players like have insane win rates with it or pick it in tournaments, and I just have no opinion, or I've barely ever seen it, or I haven't played it at all, so I don't want to just like lie about it. Abaddon 4 or 5, I don't think Abaddon's a good 4, but now that you mention it, Herald Superstar. I think Abaddon is really, really good in low rank games. Especially if you get Aghanims, that will like solo carry team fights in low rank games. Now, will you have a strong mid game presence? Not usually as a 4, but you'll be strong in the lane, even as a melee hero. The shield is really strong. Though really, you're just trying to play for an Aghanims on the hero and try to win team fights later. So it's a bit different play style wise than like a high rank position 4 would play as. I don't really believe in Clink's 4 right now. Venge, I think like this section, the C section, is turning into heroes that are normally cores but can be played as supports, would be a better way to put it. I would much rather have an offlane Venge or a carry Venge than a 4 or 5 Venge, and I feel the same way about both Monkey King and Wind Ranger. Like I'd even rather have an offlane Monkey King than a 4 Monkey King a lot of the time, but it can work. It's not impossible. It's not bad. That's the most important thing. Shaker, Shaker's one of my favorite heroes of all time as a 4. I think he's too greedy right now, and it doesn't pay off enough a lot of the time. You're just the worst version of other heroes that I'll put on the list, like especially Tiny or even Nyx right now. Kind of fill his role in the early game a little better as like a strength roamer stunner with a blink later. Nyx doesn't even buy a blink anymore, but like set like that kind of initiator or pickoff hero. Maybe a couple buffs to Shaker or a couple nerfs to Tiny or Nyx, and he'll get picked a lot. I do think he's a little underrated, but I don't think he has a spot really in the meta. I think getting the level 0 Earthshock helps a lot for the hero in the early lane, but it doesn't help him enough to make him as strong as the other heroes. You're really only picking Shaker if you really like the hero and you just want to play it. So it just fits right into D perfectly. Earth Spirit, I don't want to like all the Earth Spirit players I know say, yeah, the hero sucks right now. Now, if you're really, really good at Earth Spirit, if you're an Earth Spirit guy, you can maybe bump it up to C. Like, you can maybe make it work. But it's kind of similar story to Shaker, where, like, you're a greedy position 4, and it doesn't pay off as much as it should compared to the other heroes in the role, like Tiny, that just one-shots the whole screen with a toss at level 7. Even Nyx, like I was talking about, like, the pathing or whatever on his ult is not just much better melee hero options for support right now. Even Clockwork is much, much stronger. Spirit Breaker actually is strong enough to pick as a 4 as a melee guy. It's a little greedy. You're going to be a little weak in the lane, especially level 1 when you just have Bash and it's kind of hard to get in there. But I would only, like, he's B tier because, like, really you should be picking, like, Nyx or Tiny instead if it's available. It's not, like, terrible to pick Spirit Breaker. I think he's one of the most picked best heroes in 4. But he gets picked a lot when Nyx, Pudge, and Tiny are banned. Like, he's not really he doesn't really get banned that much. He's not very highly contested. It is a strong hero. But I wouldn't say he's, like, giga meta. I might be convincing myself as I keep speaking. But I think because there's, like, 2 better heroes, if not 3, above him, we just gonna have to slot him into B tier. Weaver, I would say last patch, or, like, even a couple weeks ago, I would slot this into S and be like, yep, this hero's unbeatable. But I've kind of changed my mind a bit on it. I don't feel that oppressed by support Weavers these days. Why do I not play Hoodwink when I play support? I tried it a couple patches ago when she was really good, because she's been good for a long time now. I just don't vibe with the hero very much, especially on Europe ping for whatever reason. I find the hero annoying, whereas I enjoy Muerta a lot. I enjoy a lot of the other heroes a lot more. I've even played a Shaker game, and I did okay in that. But I just don't like the hero for whatever reason. It's not really a, like, because I think the hero's bad thing. It's more of a me thing. But yeah, Weaver I thought was, like, best hero in all of the Dota. Nowadays, I'm a little lower on the list with it. I don't think it got that much weaker. I don't remember if there was a change specifically this patch, because this patch has been out for at least a few weeks now. I haven't read the notes in a while. But it hasn't had the same amount of impact as the other heroes on the list in my game specifically. It has been picked a lot, but it doesn't feel like there's way too many games where I play against, like, Tiny or Hoodwink where they just take over the entire game, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just existing now. Moving on. Rubik. Rubik is I'm gonna put him into B tier. I think he's S tier against certain heroes, A tier against certain heroes. Like, if there's a Weaver in the game, you're gonna be big chillin' on Rubik. Like, he turns into S tier almost. Like, Rubik with Sakuchi is, like, 4 times as good as Weaver with Sakuchi. Now, would I just slam pick Rubik if other heroes in the patch are available to me? Like, I would rather just pick Weaver over Rubik, even saying that. I'd definitely rather be Hoodwink. I'd rather be a lot of other heroes that are going to get added to the list above him. But if I just want to play a good, solid hero, and they have some of the good heroes, then yeah, I'm Rubik. Like, let's say, for whatever reason, you're in a Dota game, okay? And they picked Weaver, A-tier hero, and it didn't get banned or double-picked. All of a sudden, Rubik is also A-tier, if not S-tier. Like, he's better against the heroes above him than the ones below him, if that makes sense. It's like a weird hero to balance. Like, he really needs one of the broken heroes in the game to steal a spell from, to, like, go up in the tier list. Not necessarily like he counters them, but... Marcy, we're going to put the, like, basically rename... I'm not going to rename it right now, but we're going to rename the C tier to, like, carry heroes that, like, carry players do well on as 4 sometimes. I think Marcy's fine. I think it can work if you're good at it. I think it turns into a hyper carry eventually if you have a good start, or even, like, a decent mid game. Some games you can just be a sidekick or a bot that, like, movement speed people by drum, whatever, solar, just buff people. But I even saw Jinkyu go Glipnir first item Marcy, like Brown Boots Maelstrom Marcy, and, like, solo carry some games. You can be a monster on this hero. I think Jinkyu is the one who I've seen play the most Marcy in tournaments recently too. Like, he usually does it with Magnus, and he just, like, completely takes over some games. But I don't see other people have the same success. I think Rubik is really fun. It's just hard to lane sometimes. Like, there's if you play against Chaos Knight and like Chaos Knight CM, he might have a hard lane, or like Chaos Knight +1, or like even an Ursa +1 sometimes. You're trying to like in almost like in the same way AA wants to skip and just play a turbo game, you kind of just want like the laning phase to be over and you hit level 6. Like you don't really care so much about laning on Rubik. So that's like the hard part. What else do we got here? Oh yeah. Tinies and hacking and cheating. This hero never gets through pick ban in my ranked games. It either gets double picked instantly or it's pre-banned every game as mid, or like the mids want it, the supports want it. Usually someone picks it and they're like, can swap any role, don't care. Like it's that broken. Rubik doesn't hate playing against Tiny. It's definitely worse for Rubik than Weaver. Like Weaver has a harder time killing Rubik with Sakuchi than Tiny does killing a Rubik that has Toss. Like he does get the Toss facet and does 1,000,000 damage. He also can get Avalanche. But Tiny can also just one-shot you back, so it is a bit of a harder matchup. I would say that like against Weaver, Rubik's like S tier. Against Tiny is just A tier. But like I said, Rubik's a hero that's best when they have the best heroes. Bounty Hunter is interesting. I think his laning phase is really easy with the Shuriken going through thing facet. I don't think it's like broken, but it's definitely better than people give him credit for. Sven support. This is for position 4. I'll do position 5 another day. This is specifically for 4. I don't know if Sven is a good 4. I think it's like mostly only a 5. I've seen it do well at Riyadh, I think. What else are we missing? There's so many heroes I'm forgetting about, actually. Dark Willow. Dark Willow fell down the tree from like S, then A to B. She's still decent. Like I think the recent nerf to not being able to put your ult Bedlam on allies was a big enough nerf. Before that she was A tier, and then before they nerfed the Bramble thing, that's still really strong. S tier for sure. What else are we missing here? I am very biased. To every Grimstroke player in the world out there, write me hate comments or something. I think if you pick Grimstroke, you're actively trying to like lose a Dota game. I feel the same way about AA. Like you're not actually trying to win. You're just hoping your team carries you and maybe you'll get to press your buttons and it'll look really pretty on the screen. Half of Grimstroke's abilities are just like purely cosmetic. Like they just look really pretty on the screen. They don't do anything. Sometimes you can carry a game with Ags at like 40 minutes. You're really only an Inkswell, and maybe the silence is okay against some heroes, and that's about it. Your ult is usually completely worthless. Your Q just farms. That's it. It doesn't really do much in fights. This hero sucks. I'm sorry if you play it. I'm sorry, not sorry. Pudge. I'm going to put Pudge in A tier. I don't think he's quite S. I think his hook facet is insanely broken, and it's really strong. I think that having the option to have a save with your shard later on is really strong too, but not near the same power level as like Hoodwink Tiny. I think the problem with Pudge is still his lane a lot of the time, and you can make it work as a 4 a lot easier than a 5. The hook is insane, but it's also been nerfed a little bit. I don't know. I think the win rates kind of support this, where like the hero's picked an insane amount and the win rate is still decent, but it's not high. Like he probably has the lowest win rate out of all the most picked supports. I still think he's very, very strong. Like I'm not trying to hate on Pudge. You know, I know there's a lot of Pudge propaganda out there. People love Pudge. Yeah, I was gonna do Phoenix next. Phoenix, it's somewhere between A and S. I don't know. I want to put it in S. I really do. Yeah, we're going to put him in S. I don't know. I feel like he's just broken. I hate playing against this hero. I love when it's on my team. Now, is the win rate giga strong? I don't know. It just feels oppressive to play against in a different way. Like, I don't ever feel like, oh, this Phoenix is 20-0 carrying the game like Hoodwink and Tiny can do. Or even Weaver. But it's like oppressive in the same way that Pudge is oppressive. It's just like really annoying to play against. and you feel the presence of the hero on the whole map normally. Like, very good at ganking other lanes, very strong in the early laning phase. Egg is always a problem. What is the facet, the Radiance facet called, where you're low in health so you do damage around you? You just cheese a lot of melee heroes in lane that try to chase you. Dying Light, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, it's very, very, very strong hero. I'm not sure. Low S, very high A, for sure. But where's the Bugman? Where's Nyx? Nyx, I'm going to put very high A or maybe middle of A. Nyx is very good, but he's very greedy. Like, it's crazy to me that his preferred build is just Brown Boots Dagon. And Dagon 5. A lot of this hero's losses aren't because the hero itself is weak, but because it does so little in the early lane. He kind of just jungles with the W a lot of the time. Like, he comes in and out of the lane. You're throwing your offlaner out to dry a lot of the time. You're just trying to pull camps or pull waves and just nuke. You're trying to skip the laning phase in the most greedy way possible. And if you just get a couple kills and get going in the mid game and catch up after usually a poor lane, or if by a miracle of God you just win your lane, it's unbeatable. It's insanely strong if the early game goes even. And where's Clock? Where's Clock? Oh yeah, Snapfire. I love playing Snapfire. I also think this is this entire pool of heroes is literally the same archetype, and I might be rating them a little lower than I should. But Snapfire's played a lot more as off lane or mid right now. I even think I've seen someone play it as a carry. And I think it's better as a core, but it can work as 4 because it kind of does the hoodwink thing, but a little worse. Same with all the other heroes. They just she turns into a carry later on. Good Greaves buyer, good Glipnir buyer, scales really well. Very strong in lane, but also very immobile and slow and long cooldown ult, which is not true for a lot of the other heroes on the list. I think Hoodwink's ult, for example, or Tiny Spells. All the other heroes have much lower cooldowns. Yeah, so Snapfire was Gork played as a carry? Exactly. I think the hero is very strong as a core right now. It's honestly strong in all roles, but just stronger as a core. I don't think it's bad as a support necessarily. I play it as a 4 and do fine as well. It's one of those heroes where core players will probably have a higher win rate playing it than even if as a support than if a support player played it. You got to be a little bit greedier on those kinds of heroes. Where's the big Clock man? I don't think I've seen any Wisp 4s. I feel I'll just put him in the 5 list. You can probably play it as a 4. Clock is a better 5 than a 4, I think. But he's still very powerful meta hero for sure. If Clock is available and you like playing melee heroes as any support, you should just pick it. I feel kind of similar about Pudge, not so much about Nyx. So I'd say that Clock is a bit better than Nyx, for example. If Tiny's banned, I don't think there's a single better... Why isn't it swapping? I don't think there's a single better melee support in the game. Clock is very, very insane right now. Tusk, Tusky. Tusk, unfortunately, I don't know. Very low B or very high C. I think the hero is better than the rest of these C heroes and worse than all these B heroes. And again, look how many melee heroes above him on the list, right? Tiny, Clock, Nyx, Pudge, Spirit Breaker, Bounty. I would pick all of those before I'd want to play Tusk. And the problem a lot of times with supports is you kind of have to be a bit of a meta slave as a support a lot of the time because you don't get to see what you're playing against. If you got to see your lane matchups more often or what hero you would be playing with, some of these heroes would go up and down the tier list a little bit. But picking blind as a support is really hard if you're not picking the absolute best heroes a lot of the time. We can put Skywrath on here. I'm going to throw some heroes up really quickly in the pick for fun section, then I'll talk about them all as a group. Where is Shadow Shaman? Just make sure I'm not forgetting any other heroes. I almost want to put Lena in there, but I think we'll ignore Lena as a support. Okay. There's a few more supports that I'm seeing that I will add to the list. As far as these heroes go, I don't think Shadow Shaman is nearly as broken as he was when he's in every game at the start of the patch. I think Jakiro's okay. I think Sky is okay. But all the heroes above them are so much better, even at doing their own job, that you're really only picking these heroes if you just feel like playing them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, like, for supports, the D-tier heroes really aren't that bad. They're just way not as good. Like, these are just broken heroes above them, if that makes sense. It's not that they're like, oh, if you pick these, you can't win. Like, AA and Grimstroke, if you pick them, good luck winning. But this D section, like, you can definitely win on them. If you like playing them, go ahead. Just know that, like, people that play these heroes above you are going to win more often. It is indeed the Reese hero tier list, the Superstar, Herald Superstar division. Thanks for the sub, Zazie. Appreciate it. Lion? True. You are a very smart man. And or other. I don't want to assume genders. You're just very smart human. There we go. Where's Leon? Where is Lion? What'd you guys do to Lion? Oh. Bottom left. There he is. This is for position 4, yeah. Lion's honestly fine. You can maybe throw him in the D tier for most of the time. I don't think he's quite F tier. A couple of years ago, if you asked me about Lion, if your name wasn't Kaka and you picked this hero, you were griefing. Like, usually only 3 people in the world can actually play Lion and win a game on it. Or it's completely broken, like the mana drain added damage patch like a couple of years ago or a year ago now. I don't know. The patches are kind of like going so fast. But this hero in Herald, you're going to have 100 Finger of Death stacks and one-shot the whole screen eventually. Pick of Hate Team Wyvern. Wyvern's actually really good. Well, really good is definitely maybe not the word I would use. I think we're going to put this here. We're going to put the BC Zeus in pick for fun. I think it's fine. It's just not that good. They nerfed it a bunch. Why is a bad and bad? It's a really high win rate right now. In what bracket? As a 4? I feel like it's a 5 hero. I don't think it's a... Like, I will put this high on the list on 5. But 4... yeah, this is for 4 heroes. That would be on the 5 list. Again, not to be confusing, some heroes can go in both lists. Like, some 4 and 5 heroes are interchangeable. I think Abaddon is almost purely a position 5 hero. There's very few games I'd want a position 4 Abaddon on my team. Now, if you're in Herald, then Elder Titan, I feel the same. I think you have to play Elder Titan as a 5. I could be wrong. Maybe some like big-brained 4 player can tell me I'm wrong about that. But as far as I can tell, the pick rate for like Elder Titan is like 10x, if not 100x higher as a 5 than a 4. Same with Abaddon. So I'm looking at Pro Tracker right now. Elder Titan is actually decently strong as a 4, but played 6 to 7 times as much as a 5. We can throw Elder Titan in there. Honestly, I don't think anybody below 11 KMR plays Elder Titan at all. Like, normally no one plays the hero, not even like one time in their life by the time they get that high in rank. He's got a really high win rate. We're just gonna throw him up there. I think it's fine. If he can be played as both, then yeah, he's really good. Well, again, I'm not gonna make the like. I can't make a list on the Divine Immortal bracket. I feel like that's less applicable than the like average Joe bracket. Like if you were to tell me it was really high win rate in like Ancient Legend or Crusader or something, I'd be more willing to change my mind on it. But I feel like the hero is really good in low rank games. And in those games, like, that's a small percentage of people, and I don't play in those games. I can only give my perspective and my opinion of, like, playing against it or having it on my team or seeing it in low rank games. I can't tell, like, even if the Strats website says it's good in Divine Immortal, I don't really, like, have any opinion on that because I don't play in those games, if that makes sense. Again, like, for all these tier lists, you might have a different list. This is, like, my opinion. Metas are different at every rank. I try my best to be inclusive. It's like Divine Immortal games are their own meta. My Immortal games, like 11k, 10k games, are their own meta. Even the 13 to 14k MMR games are their own meta. Let's see. Where is Morana? You guys said Morana. Morana, you pick this if you hate your team. Now, I think in theory, Morana is a very good hero. I think in theory, she buys like auras. She can farm very quickly. She scales pretty well. None of this applies because every Morana hero that isn't 14k MMR and won a TI just stays in lane shooting arrows like their Pudge and doesn't get any items and doesn't do anything. Their only useful trait is pressing their R button. If I've played games at my rank personally where I pick Ember Spirit. Guys, we can do Searing Chains arrow. And then I'm like, come mid, come gank Brana, I'll set up chains for your arrow. And then I'm about to chains the enemy mid, and then arrow just whizzes by and misses. And the play's over. Like, they never wait for setup. They just want to be the cool 360 no-scope arrower. I don't think she's very good at all. What's going on with Monkey King? I mean, in pubs, I think Monkey King 4, and this is what the list is for. I think Monkey King 4 is not that good in pubs, personally. In competitive play, maybe it's really strong. I don't think the win rate's that good on any stat website for Monkey King 4. I think it's like way better as a carry. Pro play is completely different. Like, for example, in pubs, Chaos Knight is an S tier hero. In pro play, it can't win a game. So just keep that in mind. What other 4? Are we missing any 4 heroes? Witch Doctor, we're going to put in Herald Superstar Division. I think the nerf to the W made this hero a lot less oppressive. I think it's still decently good, maybe like C or D tier, or maybe even B tier some games, but definitely a Herald hero. Yeah, Sven is mostly a 5. I'll look through the list of the most played heroes, just in case I forget anything. Techies and Bat, not really played that much. And Shadow Demon. I think C for Shadow Demon. We'll just like rapid fire some of these extra heroes I don't see too often because I don't have too big an opinion on them. I think Enchantress is purely a 5. Same with Chen for the most part, and Lich. What was the other one? Techies. I think pick for fun for Techies, honestly. I think the same thing with Bat. I think if you're really, really good for Bat, maybe it's okay. Like, I don't think these heroes are necessarily so bad that you can't win in your griefing. It's just, again, they're not, like, bad. They're just so many good support heroes right now that kind of... Disruptor, Terrorblade, nah. I don't think those are 4 heroes. Those are, like, all specifically 5 heroes. Maybe Terrorblade, but Furion's not applicable support right now. Yeah, unfortunately, Chops, a lot of your heroes just aren't very meta right now. I think this is position 4. I'm going to like give the list another glance over at the bottom. Let's see. Let me look at the bottom here. I don't see any position 4 heroes I'm missing out on. I see a lot of 5 heroes. I'll do the 5 list in a couple days or something, or maybe even tomorrow's stream. But Yeah, I think this is the list. I don't know if I really want to move any around. I don't think Ench is a good 4. Dawnbreaker's not a 4. Treant and Io, those are 5s. So that'll be on the list for next time. Pugna, Clinks, I don't think so. I don't think Clinks is pickable as a 4. There's like way too many carry options for 4, honestly. Like the entire C tier is almost exclusively just carries or offlaners that get picked as a 4 and then turn into a carry. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this list. I don't think I'm missing any Herald's position 4s either. Swap Marcy and Rubik. No, Rubik is really strong right now. Like, Rubik is C tier in a bad Rubik game and like A or S tier in a good Rubik game, and it balances out to B. Undying is exclusively a 5. But yeah, that's it for the list. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube video, or the grandma's going back into cage. I think this is a very powerful list. You might disagree with something, maybe leave a comment. If I forgot your hero, it's because I hate you very much. I absolutely hate you if I didn't put your hero on the list. Yeah, bye. I think Zeus 4 is pretty bad. Actually, I could have maybe moved Zeus. I think if I'm wrong about one hero, Zeus is maybe B tier, actually. I haven't seen it very much. But I have seen it more as a 4 than a mid, and it has done well the few times I've seen it. Yeah. On like, there's some heroes, again, I'm not a 4 main, so there's some heroes I just don't see enough and like don't have a big sample on. I'd have to look up the stats on Zeus, but I think he's a much better 4 than mid, so he should probably be higher than D, honestly. He might be like between B and C instead of D. But I think this list is good enough. Yeah, Zeus is very good versus Weaver, and like sort of okay against Nyx as well. The only reason I didn't even think about that is because if there's a Weaver, I kind of just want to beat Rubik. Yeah, this is position 4. I think that's like... Lich is not a 4. Lich is a 5/account buyer hero. Move Mirana to SS? Nah. Do any of you guys... I mean, I ended the recording already, but do you guys disagree with anything on the list? I'm not the greatest 4 player, so a lot of the heroes below, like the first 2 or 3 tiers, I'm not too sure about. There, I might have... Like, I think I fucked up on Zeus, but... I could have probably put another underrated hero in there. I think Marcy might be underrated. I think Visage sucks as a 4 because you can't TP with your birds. Like, you want to just sit in the area of farming, and that's, like, better for cores. Supports want to, like, be more... Supports want to, like, be sitting in the trees looking for kills and pushing waves, which Visage can't do without Ags. Or they want to just be, like, exclusively, like, TPing around or following the mid and getting kills. Like, there's not really, like... I could see it working in the same way you play Muerta, where, like, on Muerta, you buy, like, strong items in the early game, you rush an Atos, and you play for kills until the game slows down, like, between 15 to 20 minutes, and then you just sit in, like, the safe lane, like, that once your carry leaves it. You just farm until you have your Glypney or BKB or whatever you're trying to buy. But I think, like, doing that on Visage is just worse, because he doesn't scale very well. He's better with timings than, like, playing for the late game. Whereas, like, Muerta's the opposite. You can play an early game timing, and then when your timing runs out, you go hit creeps to turn into a carry, like a hyper carry. It's very, like, natural. Can recall familiars after 4 seconds? What do you mean? I have not lost a game on Muerta 4, because you feel really strong early, and then when it starts, like, getting to the point where you're like a slow hero and they can get out of your spells, you're not that strong anymore, you just start, like, giga farming the jungle. Veno 4 is 5 only. So recall. So they run to you, or do they teleport to you? I'm about to load this up. I think Muerta sucks more as a carry because she's not like... There's too much mobility creep on carries. Like, you can have a carry Monkey King that can, like, jump across the whole screen instantly and kill people with Glipnir and ult. Or you can have, like, a very slow double gun carry that, like, I hope they come and fight me now. Like, if the enemy team commits into Muerta and she kills everybody, sure. But it's so easy to just, like, pop her ult BKB and run away. Are you talking about the faithful with Sepulcher? Can be alt cast to order the familiar to move to the target location and cast Stormform. I think you can only recall them with the right one. I don't see. Oh wait, this ability can be alt cast in the alt state to recall. Let's try. That might change my opinion of it a little bit. I don't think I've ever seen someone use this. Is it on the stone?
Without delay.
Which one do I have to alt cast?
Prepare for battle.
R?
I'm not ready.
My alt has to be off cooldown.
It is so. Come, my friends. I will find them.
Well, that's just never gonna happen.
I must. They shall a familiar dies. It's not yet time.
Yeah, that's just like shitty anyway. I mean, it sounded broken to me if it worked the way like I thought it worked, where I could just do it whenever, but
Yes.
I thought it like he could just TP his shit all the way.
Days never
It doesn't put the ult on cooldown.
come, my friends.
No. Like, I'm glad you pointed this out to me because I don't play Visage. I now know that he can do this at least.
Swooping.
I think I've seen most people just resummon the birds because they're stupid and old too. But I guess like sometimes you want to do that just for speed's sake as well. You don't have 4 seconds.
There is understanding.
Yeah, it's not like as broken as I thought it would be, but it's not like terrible, I guess.
Soaring.
I still think like the main problem with Visage support is unless you're just gonna buy all the auras like Pipe Crimson and shit, it's so much better as like the Orchid, the Bloodthorn Aghanim shit. Like I don't even know what items they build mid. It's like bracers or some shit into something else like Atos or Glipnir. I think I've seen the off lanes literally go like Glipnir, Ags, Bloodthorn, and just one shot everybody.
I see.
I think it just does it. They can't attack or be in stone form when you do it, apparently, though. Any other cool things you guys have to share with the class?
My search continues.
Because that is kind of cool. Mag or Sky 4? I think Mag 4 is like Psychopath. Like, if you have a high percentage chance of having schizophrenia, you'll probably be really good at Magnus 4. Bane 4, I don't know. I don't even know why it's not picked as a 5. I don't know what's wrong with the hero. I thought it was good a couple patches ago. I think it just doesn't have wave clear as a 4. Like, I think scaling is really important. Like, your 4 turns into a core like post 30 minutes. Like, a lot of those heroes just like build core items after 30 minutes. I think you can do the like the main problem I have when I play Venge 4, for example, is if my laning phase is bad, I'm just like a second 5 the entire game. I don't get to my Aghanims. Whereas, like, if you have a good lane and good start on Venge 4, you get your Aghanims at a decent time, and you just turn into an offlaner at like 35 minutes. Like, you're just an offlaner with like 10 minutes less of farm, which is really strong. But if you're like, if your 5k net worth at 30 minutes is 4 Venge, you're just completely worthless. And I think that can happen on Bane a lot. Gyro 4, maybe. We need the reverse polarity on Magnus.
My horn is sharp. My pike.
But yeah, I was playing a lot of 5 Venge, and I tried it as 4 a couple times, and just felt so much worse. Because as 5, I can just build drums and like not worry about Ags for a really long time. But as 4, I felt completely useless if I didn't have a fast Ags. Like, if I didn't have drums Ags at like 25 minutes, I just felt completely useless. And like a couple bracers even. Alright. I think that's it for tonight, brothers. I think that's it for the stream tonight. GG's. GG's. I think I won MMR today. I don't know. What's my win-loss? It felt like I won most of my games. 5-2. Not bad. I had so many days in a row where I went like on a 8-game win streak. Like, my score to end was like 10-2 or like 8-1. That when I go like even or 5-2, it like makes me like sad. Like, my expectations aren't met. Like, I've won so much Dota this month that I feel like I should win even more.